Di.
Sige, labon na ko na mong problema.
Sila yung problema.
Damo kay bayaran ng overhead cost.
Sila yung overhead cost.
Kan overhead cost mo na ang mga bayaran sa pagpadagan ng negosyo pwesa ng rental o utilities. Nyo na pa dyan na duha ka klase.
Sumasad ng duha ka klase ano?
Kanigod, tanawan eh.
The overhead cost refers to the cost of indirect material, indirect labor, and other operating expenses which are associated with the typical day-to-day running of the business, and are therefore considered indirect costs that have to be paid even if there is no production. Overhead costs are generally divided into home office overhead costs and job overhead costs. Now, when we say home office overhead cost, it is also known as general overhead or indirect overhead cost. These are costs that are not readily chargeable to one particular project. These costs are fixed expenses that must be paid by the contractor under the cost of staying in business. Example, office, salaries and wages, miscellaneous, and depreciation. We also have here the computation for the home office cost allocation. Home office cost allocation is equal to annual estimated home office cost divided by the estimated annual revenue. The job overhead cost constitute a large percentage of the total cost of a construction project. It is also referred to as general condition, direct overhead, or indirect field cost. It comprises all the costs that can be readily charged to a specific project, but not to a specific item of work on that project. The job overhead varies with the size of job. As the size of job increases, the number of personnel needed to supervise the job also increases, as do the temporary facilities, utility expenses, and other overhead items. The examples of job overhead are salaries, temporary office, temporary buildings, barricades and enclosures, temporary utilities, sanitary facilities, drinking water, photographs, surveys, cleanup, winter construction, and protection of property.
And these overhead costs are proportional to how long it would be to complete the project. For example, the salaries of the various workers required are estimated per week or per month, and that amount is multiplied by the estimated time it is expected that each will be required on the project. And remember that an additional day will be an additional pay. Since we are talking about schedule delays, now we will learn about contingencies. It is a future event or circumstance which is possible but cannot be predicted with certainty. So these are the incidental miscellaneous expenses which cannot be predicted during the preparation of estimate. For example, work accidents, natural disasters that can delay the progress of the project, getting permits and relocation. A contractor may take the stand that the use of contingent funds is reserved for unforeseen or differing conditions than those outlined in plans and specifications upon which they base their bid. Generally, 3% of the project cost is allocated on contingency.
Good morning, ma'am. Good morning. Kumusta? Yung trucks po, padating na. Saka yung mga bulldozer.
Akala ko last week dumating na yun. Hindi pa pala?
Hindi pa kasi na-contact yung rerentahan. Sana.
So, hindi na pala yung schedule natin. Eh, yung mga temporary facilities, may sagawa na ba?
Hindi pa rin, ma'am.
Saan niyo papatulugin yung mga engineers natin kung walang temporary facilities?
Uuwi sa bahay.
Uuwi sa bahay. Dadagdag na naman tayo ng gastusin yan. Eh, ikaw, yung mga guards, kompleto na?
Ma'am, yun nga po eh. May natanggal akong isa kasi nakita ko po cellphone lang ng cellphone dun eh.
Kompletuhin mo na yan, Erickson na. Saka yung mga traffic directors ha.
Opo, ma'am. Mag-aaral
Pag hindi
po.
nyo binabala yung schedule, kailangan yan. Malulugi tayo kapag hindi mo binabalaw yan.
Sorry, ma'am.
Alam niyo ba yung mga basic scheduling?
Hindi po, ma'am eh.
Hindi kayo nagbabasa? Basahin mo nga, Mery.
List all activities required for the completion of the project.
Exactly.
Sorry, ma'am. Hindi talaga namin nabasa yun eh. Kaya, maraming...
Oh, ayun oh. Dami mong excuses. Mag-assign ka ng duration to each activities listed in step 1. Alam mo ba?
Yun eh. Trabaho mo dapat yun eh.
Oh, ikaw. Nagsulat ka. Hindi, di ba?
Hindi.
Oh. Kasahin mo nga, Mery.
Write each activity and its duration and a post-it note.
Oh. And have the construction team develop a network diagram that shows the sequence in which the activities will be performed. Kailangan nakalista na yan. At kailangan masunod nyo. Umalis na kayo sa office ko. Mag-perform kayo ng forward task calculation, ha?
Opo.
Ayan, kasi galing.
Welcome to Family Feud! Narito ang ating 10 MMT, ang 10 magpakain na 10 MMT. Sino ang team leader nyo?
Ako po.
Okay, come forward. Base sa isang daang tao na aming na-interview, nakakuha kami ng lista sa mga gastusin sa pagpapagawa ng proyekto. Magbigay ng isang undistributed labor.
Engineer.
Tama, pangatlo. How about you?
Jump superintendent.
Wait, top answer.
Yes!
Meron, yes!
Yes.
Top answer.
Play.
Okay, Jenny, magbigay ng isang undistributed labor.
Distributed labor secretary.
Wala.
Tama, correct.
Okay.
Okay, Richard, magbigay ng isa.
Janitor. Wala.
Mali.
Yes!
How about you? Jenny?
Design.
Mali. Okay.
Pinoy.
Timekeeper.
Uy, tama.
Yes!
Isa. Material clerks.
Correct, that's correct.
Yes!
O magbigay ng isa pa.
Dishwasher.
Mali.
Yes!
Let's go to MMP. Magbigay ng isang undistributed labor.
Wala.
Correct. And then, saan yun?
Bara ang iingon. In estimating the cost for undistributed labor, the number of weeks will be multiplied by the weekly rate. In terms of expenses, if the company policy is for per diem or per day, the cost would be the following: the duration of each staff person on the project times per day. If the project location is remote, the cost of relocation should be included as follows: persons to be relocated and then multiplied by the cost per person.
Babalik ang Family Feud for the round 2. Ang unang nanalo ay ang Team MMK, ang nanalo ay Team Magpakailangan. Bawi ang Team Magpakailangan sa ngayon. So, ang membro, come forward. Narito ang tanong, magbigay ng isang halimbawa ng temporary facilities.
Storerooms.
Tama, ito yung top answer. Magbigay ng isa.
Wala.
Mali, tama! Ito yung answer. So, dali din, magbigay ng isang halimbawa.
Temporary enclosure.
Correct! Magbigay ng isa pa.
Wala.
Cheers! Mali!
Yes!
Dali din.
Room.
Mali! Magbigay ng isang halimbawa. Tama! Mali daw.
Wala.
Mali!
Yes!
So, let's move for the still group magpakailangan. Magbigay ng isang halimbawa ng temporary facilities.
Storage and handling.
Correct! The winner is Team Magpakailangan.
Yes!
Kami ay magbabalik for round 3.
Yes!
In estimating the cost for temporary buildings, enclosures, and facilities, the labor includes the quantity required multiplied by the productivity rate and hourly labor cost, while the material involves quantity required times the unit cost.
Babalik ang Family Feud for the round 3 para sa ating jackpot. Please come forward for use. Ito ang tanong. Magbigay ng isang halimbawa ng temporary office.
Internet?
Correct! Next.
Telephone.
Tama!
Yes!
Pass or play?
Play!
Okay.
Yes, I play.
Glenny, magbigay ng isang halimbawa ng temporary office.
Temporary job office.
Tama! How about you, Erika? Magbigay ng isang halimbawa ng temporary office.
Temporary office for architect.
Another correct. Let's come to Glenny. Magbigay ng isang halimbawa.
Restroom.
Mali! Erika, magbigay ng isang halimbawa ng temporary office.
Classroom.
Meron.
Mali! Let's go to Glenny. Magbigay ng isang halimbawa ng temporary office.
Heat.
Correct!
Yes. Last.
So, Erika, magbigay ng isa pa.
Lights and power.
Correct! So, ang nanalo sa jackpot prize ay ang Team Magpakailanman. Diyan magtatapos sa ating family feud.
Family feud. Family feud. Family feud. Family feud.